Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Sunday Service episode number 59, hot off of the UFC Perth card. And of course, next Saturday, we got UFC 320. So there's a good amount of stuff that we could talk about. I thought I'd hop on the live stream and see what you guys are thinking about last card, because last night was pretty long, man. You know, it's a later card, a later start time compared to what we have been getting. We've been getting I'm in the Central Time. So, we've been getting 3 p.m., 4 p.m. start times, and then the 6 p.m. start time. I've been getting up early these days, and I was just dying when it hit about 10 p.m. I was at the sports book. So, you're going to get a bunch of, rowdy college football people there watching. A lot of stimulation. The casino's already designed for you to be tired so that you make bad decisions. So I was tired and I drove home during the Jack Jenkins fight, which was nice because he was the last leg of the DFS plays and I needed him to go higher on significant strikes. And if you know anything about betting on UFC, it's kind of like betting on the over. And you don't really want to watch the fight. So I was like, all right, we'll leave now. I'll see the results after. I'm not going to watch the fight, but I listened to it in my ear or over the speaker, and we cashed. So we cashed in nicely on the DFS plays. Another sweep of the board. We absolutely been crushing it on the DFS plays, but then we went to the Ivan Erslan fight, and I set it up while I was driving, and I wish I didn't because that was disgusting. And then I finally got home for the main event, and I was kind of hoping that we could see a little bit more of that fight. But at the same time, I was so tired. I was thankful that Carlos Ulberg knocked out Dominic Reyes that quickly so I could go to bed. And I didn't really expect Reyes to go down that easily, but he did. And that literally looked like the chin that we have been seeing over the Dominic Reyes knockout loss streak, where one quick punch and he's gone. So, the chin was never back. He was just fighting lower level competition that wasn't actually hitting his chin. Anthony Smith laid down. Nikita Krylov ran face first in a punch. Yeah, Dominic Reyes was never back, man. And the muffin top did not look good on him. Maybe he was helping his chin. I thought maybe, but I don't really think so. And it was confirmed last night when Ulberg sniped him out of thin air and put him to sleep. And now Carlos Ulberg's in a nice spot to get himself a title shot after who wins this Saturday against Ankalev and Pereira in the rematch. I know it's been a while since we've had a pay-per-view fight week. UFC 319 was in August, so it's been nearly 2 months since we've had a pay-per-view in the UFC. It feels like forever ago. And that was my night, but we are missing, of course, probably the most controversial fight on the card. Neil fucking Magny, bro. What the fuck is up with that dude? First of all, let's hit the controversy. Let's hit the controversy because I know many people are probably going to be wondering if this fight does get overturned, what happens to the bets? And I'm probably telling you right now, your bets are fucked. All right, if you bet on Jake Matthews to win, if you bet on Jake Matthews to win by finish, if you bet on Jake Matthews to win by submission, you ain't getting your money back, even if they change the decision and overrule it either to a no contest or for a Jake Matthews round 1 submission victory. As we all know, in the fight, Jake Matthews had a guillotine mounted, had it locked up. There's about 4 seconds on the clock left, and it looks like Neil Magny goes unconscious. So the ref literally says he's out and pulls him off. Now, by the rule book, he stopped the fight with 2 seconds left in the round. That should be a submission victory for Jake Matthews. Or you stop the fight and you call it a no contest and say he wasn't out, but I stopped it because I thought he was out. The fight's got to be over because I stopped the fight. So then it's a no contest. But no, this ref kind of had some common sense. It is somewhat common sense to just say, you know what? I pulled you off of him because I thought he was out, but he wasn't out. There's only 2 seconds left in the round. So was he going to go out in those 2 seconds? Probably not. So let's just resume the fight. It sounds like common sense. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, I have a bet on Jake Matthews here, but if we're using common sense here, they should probably not call it a no contest. They should probably just let the fight continue. But that's not what you're supposed to do. If you're going to play by the rules, that's a round 1 submission victory for Jake Matthews. But they didn't play by the rules, and rules are rules. So I would not be shocked if the Australian Athletic Commission does overrule that and either makes it a no contest or gives Jake Matthews a round 1 submission victory. I don't know. But at the same time, the fight did continue, and we saw how that fight played out. And Neil Magny, the old-ass motherfucker, got it done again. What the hell is in Neil Magny's system? There's got to be like poison in those dreads or something, because these guys just melt. Once they melt, it's like a slow poison. I don't know if he's in there injecting it in him, or if he's breathing it, or if it's, fermenting off of his dreads. But they start the fight and they're smoking Neil Magny. They're smoking him. But if you don't kill him, by the time the late round 2 hits, by the time the 3rd round hits, it's like that poison has seeped into their body, and all of a sudden they are just dead tired. And Neil Magny can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And it's almost like the poison that he gave them, he takes it himself, but he has a different reaction to it. And he gets so much energy, and all of a sudden he's just a fucking world beater in round 3. It makes no sense to me how Neil Magny is doing this at 40 years of age, but he's still doing it. Unbelievable stuff. I could see it coming. Once the 3rd round hit, I'm like, oh God. Jake Matthews, not exactly a gasser, but he didn't really look like he had a ton of energy. And the first time that Neil Magny got into the clinch, I was like, yeah, it's over. It's fucking over. Like, he is so cooked right now. Tough stuff, man. Tough stuff. The only Australian/New Zealander to lose on the card was the biggest favorite. Gotta love it. Dick's Insider, Scotty Flores calling out Dick's Insider. First comment gonna be a Navajo, a straight dud. Dude, Navajo Sterling can fuck right off. That's for sure. What up, John Dong? You're Dick's. Oh, all right. Wade Iverson, not Asanya. How we doing, brother? Hard luck for Matthews. For real. You think Poatan is putting a lot of pressure on himself, saying that he was only 40% last fight? I think he is putting a lot of pressure on himself, but at the same time, I don't really know what this motherfucker is doing, dude. Like, they're literally using ChatGPT to go back and forth from what we've been told. I don't even know what's going on with them. It seems to me like they're trying to like create something, and I'm not really buying it. Like, I'm not going to doubt that Poatan doesn't like Ankalev, and I'm not going to doubt that Ankalev and Poatan, or Ankalev doesn't like Poatan. But it seems kind of forced, man. Like, it really seems kind of forced. Seems like they're trying to force something, but I'm here for it, man. If they want to force it, it is what it is. Matthews fucked me, yeah. Yeah, he does. UFC fell off these past 2 months. We are about to be in probably the best month of the year for the UFC. Okay, don't forget that. The parlay buster Matthews. He's out. Just kidding. You ever going to share 2 picks DFS plays for Tuesday? For Contender Series, is that what you're asking? I don't know. Probably not. Because there's maybe only 1, maybe 2. Did Neil Magny deserve a fight bonus for his win? I'm leaning he should have. Did he not get one? He did not get one. Maybe, but they probably already pay him a shit ton of money anyway. Magny on a generational parlay busting run. He is. Magny got custody and started killing guys. He's got that full custody dad strength. Magny might fuck around and end up in the top 5. Yeah, that ain't happening. Reyes is so washed. Alexa, one of my favorite female fighters, she tried that Glover sub. I was surprised she couldn't get it, man. She was so dominant in the grappling and wrestling department. She was just throwing her wherever she wanted to. Thought for sure she could get it. Appreciate the content, bro. How long until DDP comes off the wall? Hopefully never. Probably never. I mean, maybe I'll update the wall eventually, but he looks so beautiful up there, you know? Got to pay my respects. Neil won by Black Magic. Go Pack, go, baby. What's going on, Ryan? Starting in a couple minutes. Question of what UFC pay-per-view is better, UFC 320 or 321? Honestly, I think 320 is better. Because you got Peloton Ank, solid rematch. I like that. And then you got Merab Corey. I think that's a good matchup. And then you got Khalil and Prohashka. I think those three carry hard. Like, it's going to be tough to beat those three. Those are three sick fights. Who wins at middleweight or welterweight and middleweight? Prime Usman or Hamzat? Probably Hamzat, bro. The way Jake Matthews lost makes me sick. It was literally like the Mike Malott fight. Down 2 rounds, dude just fucking gassed. Fight was over. I understand I need the membership, though. Getting on the next might win for sure. Shout out high MMA IQ. Loma looked fat at 115. I mean, she's just super short, dude. Super short. What do you think has a higher chance of happening? Sandhagen beating Merab or Gane beating Aspinall? I would kind of put them on like the same tier. I guess maybe I would say Gane, just because it's heavyweight and there's more volatility. But I would put them on a generally same tier as probability. I think they're both probable, though. Does my Sandhagen have a chance? I think he's got a chance, man. I think he's got a chance. I don't really see, how Merab would dominate him, really. As much as people want to say he dominated Umar Nurmagomedov, he didn't. He won the fight by 1 round. So, I mean, he didn't really dominate him. But I think Sandhagen can do similar things that Umar did. Maybe do just enough to win the fight. I don't think it's a fight that Sandhagen gets rolled up on, I mean, when has he ever really been dominated? Aljamain taking his back and submitted him? That's about it. I don't really see Merab doing that, so I need 2 locks this weekend coming up. Money line, no props. Take Ateba Gautier, KO. Whatever the line is, just lay it. And then take Yusuf Salal. Money line. Don't overthink it. You recommend betting money line on your top 3 confident picks? No. No, I don't, because my top 3 confident pick could have like a big favorite that I think is going to win, but am I going to play their money line? No. If they're minus 500, maybe it's just not even worth it to play the money line. So either way, I would not recommend that. No. I would have won 600 if Sterling would have got the first round KO. All these what ifs, man. I would have won some nice money as well. I feel like Sandhagen finds a way to do damage on top of the wrestling. I think if he's going to win the fight, Corey Sandhagen's got to be damage at all times. He can't be looking to win positions, because the only way you're going to be able to beat Merab is if you put damage on him, because he's going to outwork you. He's going to throw more strikes. He's going to shoot more takedowns, and he's probably going to have more control time. So the only way to beat Merab is to out-damage him. So I think if Sandhagen wants to win the fight, and he wants to win the fight with a good game plan, the game plan should be inflict as much damage as possible, because you're not going to have the output that Merab has. He has infinite takedowns, infinite strikes thrown, and he's got good durability. But if you can hit him with big shots and land damage, boom, elbows, knees, you got to cut him open. You got to make him bleed so that when he's trying to emote to the judges, later in the fight when he's trying to emote to the judges that he's winning, he's got blood all over his face. Maybe it might not look like he's winning. So you got to inflict damage. That should be the game plan for Corey Sandhagen. What do you think about the Mousasi loss? Thought he was winning that one. I thought he won the second round, but I actually thought he lost the first and the third. It wasn't really like the third. It comes down to the third round, essentially. And yeah, he probably did more damage earlier on in the round. When you get put on your back and like kind of bitched and you can't get back up for the rest of the round, it's just not a good look. I'm pretty sure you're going to lose most of those rounds. Ilya Topuria recently tweeted, "Who want to bet I'm the main event at the White House? Do you want to see this? Ilya Topuria is my favorite fighter, and Dana said he's putting on the best card ever." I did not see that he tweeted that, but let me just look. If he did, that'd be sick. Call your shot. Call your shot, big hoss. Oh my God. First thing I pull up when I open Twitter, fucking Vanderlei getting put out cold. How crazy is that? Vanderlei Silva. I gotta watch it, dude. This shit was hilarious. That dude should not be in a ring. He wasn't even trying to fight. Oh, he gets fucking slapped across the face and goes out cold. Oh, it's disgusting. And he's got a crazy black eye. All right, Ilya Topuria. He did 3 days ago. I didn't even see it. Who wants to bet with me that I'm the main event at the White House? I would love to see it. If Ilya Topuria is going to be the main event at the White House, I mean, I truly think he's the most exciting fighter that's a champion in the UFC. So you'd have to match him up with somebody at 155. Who are you going to match him up with? I mean, they can't do Conor McGregor, Ilya Topuria. Like that. That would be a fucking joke, considering Conor McGregor is literally just running on the fucking yacht. And when I say running, I mean running bumps and doing whatever the fuck Conor McGregor does. So they can't do Conor McGregor versus Ilya Topuria because that would be a joke. So if Ilya Topuria is going to fight at the White House, he's got to fight like somebody that's probably American that has a big name. Or if Islam Makhachev wants to come back and not run away from Ilya Topuria this time, then they could do it at the White House. But I don't think he's going to do that because I don't really think it means that much for him to fight at the White House. So you could do Ilya Topuria, Justin Gaethje. Who knows? If Justin Gaethje is going to wait around for a title shot, maybe that's it. But I wouldn't want to reward him with that. TCU with the compliment followed by the request route. What did TCU say? I'm not following, brother. This car will be easy money. I mean, there's a lot of big favorites, so I'll be there Saturday, brother. BP hooked it with the pre-sale. Shout out, BP. So pumped. First numbered card for me. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to go to Vegas, but I don't think I'm going to go to the card because I don't really want to drop fucking $3,000 on tickets, to be honest. So I'm going to go to Vegas just to have some fun and watch it at the sportsbook. Sandhagen has nasty elbows. Yes, he does, and he definitely could. Definitely could go for him. Hey, Job, you need an editor. Do I want an editor? I mean, if you got good work, I'm always down to see what you got and see if you could help me in any aspect. So just email me, bro. What if Sandhagen tags Merab with a spinning elbow, hurts him bad, and KOs him cold on the ground? Well, I mean, then that would be good for Sandhagen, man. I mean, that would be good. That's probably how you should beat Merab, by knocking him out. Sandhagen got to make him pay for every striking exchange and stay fresh. If he even looks fatigued, the judge is going to suck Merab off. That's true. That is very true. What up, Wendy's fan? How we doing? Musasa's striking looks great still. It does. Striking solid. Who do you think? Big Ank or Peloton? Well, I took Big Ank in the first fights. And that proved to be a nice pick and a nice bet. And I think Big Ink probably wins it again, but I don't really like rematches, to be honest, dude, because it's tough to get out of your head what you saw in the first fight. So then you got to go and be fuck, I don't know, dude. Ink or Poetan? I just don't like rematches, dude. I don't like rematches, or I think it's very hard to predict rematches because you've already seen the first fight. So it's very hard in your head to get your mind off of what happened in the first fight. What you got to do is look at the first fight and see what adjustments the fighters could make, or see how things could go poorly for fighter A and fighter B in the matchup in the next fight. And there's a lot of things that could go better for Ankalev. He could get takedowns. He could land bigger shots with his hands. He could get into a dominant position on the ground against Poetan. We don't know what Ankalev would look like on top of Poetan if he got him down. So if he does get him down, maybe he looks even better. Maybe he looks more dominant. On the Poetan side, maybe he does land a big left hook. Maybe he's not giving up control time up against the cage. Maybe his calf kicks hurt Ankalev more than they did in the first fight. So there's a lot of things that could go differently in the next fight, but you're trying to predict how the fighters will fight this time around. And if you're trying to do that, you don't know their game plans. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what their game plan was in the first fight. So I think it's tough to predict rematches. That's why I don't really go hard on them. But I think Ankalev being the favorite makes a lot of sense, and I think he can win. But I think if Poetan makes some corrections, he could win as well. So I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff, dude. A lot of weird stuff. Wendy got slapped nasty. Vanderlei got KO'd by a dude in Tuxie, dude. The way he went down was like the way a senior citizen would go down. What do you think about Sterling versus Ibo Aslan? I could care less about Ibo Aslan, bro. Topuria versus McGregor 170. Please, fuck no. Fuck no. Nolan got a sub, had him KO, and Rouston KO in a parlay. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Jumping on the back, getting the rear naked. Better than Nate Diaz, that's true. Thoughts on Marab to win inside the distance and Roundtree getting a KO. I really don't think Marab's going to finish Corey. I'd be very shocked, but anything's possible, I guess. Connor Dustin got unfinished business. Yo, let's have Connor Dustin 4 at the fucking White House. No, thank you, bro. No, thank you. Ilya Abturo starches Islam. Damn right, bro. What's next for Cam Rouston? What is he? Fucking middleweight? Cam Rouston, Torres Finney rematch. Book it. Torres Finney, Cam Rouston rematch. That's the fight to make. All right, Cam Rouston's got to get his revenge. Do it. I miss your NFL DFS plays, dude. I don't think you do, bro. I don't think you do. You should. I mean, I hold myself back from placing NFL DFS plays because I know they're probably not good. They're not even mine, dude. I was usually just tailing other people, but once bowl season hits in December, that's when I lock in, bro. Who do you think headlines first Paramount card? Well, it'd be what, January? I think it might be like a Hamzat or something, honestly. I could see it being Hamzat because I don't think Hamzat's going to fight by the end of the year. So I could see it being Hamzat. Wouldn't be welterweight. Probably wouldn't be lightweight. It's probably Hamzat or Topuria, honestly. What state am I in? No, I'm in Wisconsin, bro. Wisconsin. What are your thoughts on spreading money when you're in person What? What are your thoughts on spreading money when you're in person in Vegas? You taking 5 to 7 bets or spreading the wealth? I don't know what that means. Spreading the wealth? Maybe that's a Coke joke. I don't know. Line's at 3.5. They think Shama going for the KO. I mean, the line in the first fight was probably what, 2.5? So kind of makes sense. Got all those Australian in one parlay. Fucking dude. That's so disgusting. If you parlayed all the Australians plus the New Zealanders, you literally lost because the biggest favorite on the card, I mean, shit his pants, but also got fucked in the first round because he had a submission. That's just disgusting. Because you had what? Two underdogs, three underdogs cash on in your parlay. It's disgusting, dude. If Peloton shows up at 100%, should be an easy KO. I mean, I would not say easy, bro. I would not say it's going to be easy. That's a bit crazy. That's a bit nuts. Peloton is going to be more gas. Okay. Going to do a long shot parlay for Saturday, of course. I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm going to have like $1 billion. Ank is going to bleed. All right. Bro, I just realized what your hat says. No joke, Yellowstone and Game of Thrones are my two favorite TV dramas of all time. 1923 is decent too. I hate to break it to you, Forrest, but I've never seen Yellowstone. Just like the hat. Just thought it was a cool design. Got it. Pick to win the Super Bowl if you had to guess right now. I mean, it's gonna be tough to beat the Eagles, bro. Eagles defense is Eagles front line is disgusting. And they got a lot of weapons. I would probably say Eagles go back to back, dude. We're hoping Shama gets the KO. We could be. My best play was thickness. Nice, dude. Am I dumb for thinking Sterling would get the KO because Bellato quit versus Paul Craig? I mean, if that was your reasoning, then probably that was probably a dumb reasoning, but you definitely weren't dumb to think he gets the KO. What's the odds on the Pereira fight? Right now, I think Poetan's plus 200 or something. Around plus 200, which is big number, dude. What's your budget expenditure for cards? What's expenditure? Like my bankroll or what? Elaborate. Chronic Gaming, please. Gamrot versus Charles Oliveira. Who do you think wins? Gamrot is coming in on 3 weeks' notice. When I saw the matchup, I kind of thought Gamrot could just out wrestle him because I love Charles, but Charles against wrestlers that can avoid being subbed generally loses. Unless he can knock him out on the feet. Now, can he knock out Gamrot on the feet? Sure, but I think Gamrot's improved his striking a lot. And I think if Gamrot's scrambles are nice too. So I think Gamrot just out wrestles him, could outstrike him on the feet too. Definitely gonna have to avoid, some big shots, some big knees, because Charles has got some big power, and Gamrot's been hurt many times in the UFC, but he's found a way to stay in the fight and battle back. So I did tend to lean towards Gamrot when I saw the fight get announced, but yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some tape on it, man. I'm gonna have to watch some tape. How much do you usually bet on cards budget wise? And I just created a word. Yeah, expenditure, I guess, is a new word. How much do I usually bet? What, 10 to 20% of my bankroll usually? Between 10 and 20 units. So it depends what my unit size is at the time. Because the unit size is going to fluctuate, but anywhere from 3 to 10 grand, somewhere around there. Thoughts on Montague's performance? I thought Montague had a good performance, but God damn, dude. I mean, that girl's striking is fucking terrible. She just walks into punches, and it ain't like Luana Carolina is some elite striker by any means. And she dropped her in the second round, and she was hitting her with whatever she wanted. And then Montague just got her to the ground and fucking had her way with her. But I was also surprised she couldn't get the sub. But her best choke is the rear naked choke, and Luana very clearly did not want to give up her back. So she couldn't get the rear naked choke. She almost got it at the buzzer, though. What's the max you bet on which card? I mean, it depends. There's not really a complete max. Am I the only one that thinks Sandhagen versus Merab should be need odds, even odds? I'm guessing. I see Merab walking into something and getting cut. Doctor stoppage, dude. They're not gonna have a doctor stoppage in a championship fight. They're just not gonna do that unless the guy's bone is literally sticking out. I don't think they're gonna, call a fight due to a cut in a championship fight. How many defenses do you think Ilya gets at 155? However fucking many he wants, dude. However many he wants. If I had to predict how many he wants, probably 2 to 3. 2 to 3. I'll have 2 or 3 fights at 155. I think we see Hooker fight soon, and who's next for Max? I wanted Max versus Charles Oliveira, but I guess that ain't happening. I would honestly be down to see Max versus Hooker. I don't know why that's not really a talked about fight, because that's a sick fight, but I would be down for that. I hope we get Hooker again, but the dude's hand just keeps breaking. It's fucking fragile as shit. It's probably been broken 10 times. Ryan Scott, how we doing, bro? Who's going to be the one weathering a storm in the first between Pife and Magomedov? Can't wait for that one. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be Magomedov. But I don't know if they're going to weather a storm. I think they're both going to be – they both, struggle to throw a ton of volume. They both just kind of wait for the right opportunity or the perfect opportunity. So I don't know, man. Because the thing is with both of them, more so Piper, is like if he lands on you, you're kind of fucked. So what up, Mario? How we doing? Does Matthews win his appeal? That was some BS. I honestly think Jake Matthews can win his appeal, but it doesn't really change the fact that he lost after that, after what happened with the controversy in round 1, because everybody saw it. And, if this does get ruled as a Jake Matthews win or a Jake Matthews no contest, it's not like the UFC is going to acknowledge that. They literally saw him lose to Neil Magny in a 15-minute fight. So they're not going to acknowledge that as a win, and they're not going to move a bump in the rankings. So I guess it could help him with his record, or maybe if they change it to a win that he can get his win money, but I don't know. Magny not going out in the first kill my parlay. Me too, bro. Me too. Did you see Dan Hooker's new 1-minute fight card? What did you think? He did want a 1-minute fight card. Is that a new thing? So I saw he was doing some kind of fight club, and I watched that video. I thought that was nuts. I didn't see the newest video though, so I'll check that out. Like any big underdogs for Saturday? Hey, Jive. Let me tell you these underdogs that I think are live. I think Brahimai is live. I think Khalil might be live, and I think Corey might be live, and I think Pereira might be live, but I'm kind of hesitant on that one. So yeah, Brahimai, Roundtree, Sandhagen, Pereira. I think they're all live dogs. And Sandhagen's probably the biggest one. Magomedov struggled with Pereira. Oh, Pereira. Piper touches that shin one time, Magomedov will quit. I mean, yeah, I think if he lands his shot, he's done. I just know one of Patchy, Piper, and Zalal and Yuri are going to ruin my parlay. You're probably right on that. There's a ton of big favorites on this card, so it's going to be tough to have faith that, one of these fuckers ain't going to ruin your lay, All right, but I'm going to go tape study. But want to say, hey, Jive, you seem like a great person in general, and you talk to people fairly and treat everyone with respect, and that's awesome. Good luck. I appreciate that. Nick, good luck on your film study. Respect for getting in the lab, in the trenches. Are we expecting more of the same next week? Poatan has no answer for Big Ank, and he cruises to a decision. Honestly, I think if Ankalev makes the adjustments that he makes I think if Ankalev makes the adjustments that I think he could make, he can finish Poatan. I don't think he cruises to another decision. I think he could finish him if he makes the adjustments that he needs to. But if Poatan makes the adjustments that he needs to, then Poatan's in the game, dude. Poatan's a live dog. So it's kind of one way or the other. You think Ozzy Diaz? Oh, dude. Ozzy Diaz is not a live dog. I just don't see a way that dude wins. I mean, I could see a way, but like the likelihood of the way is just pretty low. You do need to sign up to the Homofied Picks if you like money. We got it. We've been making it. Khalil a dog, no way. I thought I'd get Yuri at a big dog. Yeah, Yuri's I mean, what is he now? He was like minus 180 or something. I want to see if it moved at all. But I mean, if you get Khalil like plus 170, or just get his knockout at like plus 300 or so. Okay, he's plus 155. You could probably get Khalil KO at like plus 200 or something. Does Roundtree get more than 31 sig strikes? I have no idea, dude. I really don't. I think it just becomes a matter of how long does the fight last at that point. I could see him going over, though. I could definitely see him going over. But you're going to be fucking puckering. What's going on, brother? I had to make my money in football. I crapped the bet in the main card. Only got Jenkins. Hey, you got to make your money one way, How do you think the Khalil versus Yuri fight goes? Personally, I don't think Khalil should be the dog. I think Khalil can knock him out early within the first 7.5 minutes. And I think Yuri can knock him out at any point in the fight. I also think if both guys live for the 15 minutes, that it could be a competitive decision. So I think there's a lot of outcomes in that fight. So that's why I kind of lean towards like playing the underdog or playing the plus money, Ozzy Diaz going to win. There's no way, Charlie, bro. There's no way. Campbell, Vagabov, and Kubanzo, first round KO looking real nice for this week's Dana White Contender Series. Is there odds on the Contender Series yet? I mean, come on. There is. There's only 2 fights, though. Oh, wow. Okay. Couple of fights just came out with the odds. And I gotta make the Dana White Contender Series breakdown, but I got to get the odds first before I can make the video. Make sure to post that as soon as I do. Thoughts on Beneil versus BSD and possible lines? That's actually intriguing because I think Beneil could fucking work him. Actually, I think Beneil could fucking work him. I think BSD will be the favorite, but I don't expect it to be that big. I think it could be similar to like a Moicano Beneil fight as far as the odds go. Like Moicano's a minus 130, minus 140. I think Beneil will be a slight dog, but I think Beneil could win that. Would you bet a table within 60 seconds at plus 350? No, I wouldn't. It's not worth it. Did you bet any money on Danny Sabatello earlier this morning? No, I did not. I didn't even know he was fighting. Do you know if Circus Stadium Swim will show UFC 321 due to the time difference in Abu Dhabi? Yeah, I think they will. I'm assuming. Yeah. 321 Abu Dhabi time. I'm pretty sure they will. If not, you could just go to their website or call and ask them. But I'm pretty sure they will. All right, boys. I'm gonna hop out of here. Gonna check out some Dana White Contender Series betting lines, see if I'm gonna lock anything in, and then we're gonna get ready for this week. We got Contender Series Tuesday. I think we got a PFL card on Friday. And then we got UFC 320 on Saturday. I'm heading to Vegas on Thursday. If you're there, let me know. And maybe we can link up at the sports book, rip some bets together, rip the tables. Who knows? But appreciate y'all. Till next time. Hey, Job Picks.